And we're live.
Oh, you're going to make me do it today? Okay. Winning Together Wednesday. Here we go. Don't do that to me.
Welcome to Winning Together. It's my favorite show of the week. Every day at 11 a.m., I go live and I bring you a show. I bring you a guest. I bring you an expert. I bring you some good. It's just going to be special. It's always Winning Together is always special. Today's show with the topics that my producers have for us.
Yep.
We're going to solve the world's problems.
Oh, okay.
If you have,
Here we go.
If you have problems, you need to watch this show because all your problems will be solved after the show. You do not want to miss 1 second of this show. I promise. I can't believe that Paul Sullivan is on. He's working. He's on pages.
He's got to do pages. He can't be in here today.
He's working on the events. He's going to want to play it back, or you're going to want to open up a tab. But let me first mention today's sponsor, Digi Ninja. The Digi Ninja platform is a text cloud-based platform that every business needs to improve your sales. Every small business or big business has the same problem. They need more sales. They need more revenue. No business does not need more sales, and no business would not benefit from Digi Ninja. You need to talk to me about Digi Ninja. You can go to digininja.com to find out more about that. Now, Paul being the perfectionist, anal retentive person that he is, he's got our show scripted out for us. He has some topics. I glanced at him a little bit before.
Well, he's trying to keep you on task there. Yeah.
So Paul's trying to keep me on task?
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for Paul about trying to keep me on task?
I have none.
Okay.
There's nothing you can do. I mean, you can write it on this paper if you want to. But probably because I'm here, we'll follow the paper. But if we would not follow the paper.
We're going to follow the paper. Cheers to you, Paul Sullivan. At least he's watching.
Yeah, okay.
And it's okay for you to watch and bounce back and forth, Paul. You don't want to miss this. Okay.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. To everyone watching, it is St. Patrick's Day. I really enjoy St. Patrick's Day. We've been on some St. Patrick's Day trips. We've never been to Savannah or Dublin, Ireland, or anywhere like we never drank green beer or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, no, we did. We have gone and celebrated on the island a few times on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, we've done that. Now Paul says, are you wearing green or do you get pinched? That's obvious.
Well, he didn't want me to remind you.
Oh.
He said, April, would you have had on green? And I said, yes, because I bought this shirt for today. I mean, because I like fun T-shirts. And it's the only time I wear T-shirts is December when I can wear my elf shirt and fun days. So he didn't want me to remind you so I could paint you on the show. But being the person, I had to remind you.
Okay, I want to tease the people who are watching right now so that you won't leave, okay? We're going to talk about some marital advice, I think. Yeah. We're going to talk about some provocative things that I think you need to hang around and watch for. But we got to follow the script right now. I can't jump right into those.
Okay.
One of the topics of our show is He Said, She Said,
yes,
right?
Which is everybody's favorite, I'm sure.
That is. Look at that little cute little thing he's got up there for us. Okay, I like that. Now, sometimes I wonder if Paul even pays attention. I don't know where he gets this from. Our executive producer says, although you don't really believe in luck, is there something you do for good luck, or perhaps something you avoid to keep bad luck away? Now,
he think you have said before that you don't like luck like you feel differently about luck, but now last week you said you did. So clarify for everybody.
I'll have to clarify. Smith, you've been paying attention. You've been on 150 some odd shows with me. Well, how do I feel about luck?
Feel that luck comes in waves. There's good luck and bad luck, waves of each, and you got to ride them out. You show up, you work harder, the more you get to ride those waves of good luck.
That's a guy who pays attention. Because let me tell you something. Luck is as real as gravity. Luck is as real as gravity. And it does run. It runs good and it runs bad. I'm lucky. I'm one of the luckiest people on the planet. And I mean, I'd rather be lucky than good. I'm very lucky. I mean, sure, sometimes we're all subject to bad streaks of luck. You've seen me experiencing bad streaks of luck at the craps table, and you had to get out of there during that time when the bad luck, when the money kept leaving, right? Then it turned around. So it all,
Not always. Keep going.
Luck it always turns. Now, the harder you work, just like Smith, he put it very eloquently. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Luck's coming. Good luck's coming to you. Bad luck is coming to you. The more prepared you are, the more in control you are. You can use luck to your advantage. And let me tell you something. Luck is as real as gravity. There's no doubt about that. How do you feel about luck?
Well, I mean, when I was reading them, he does give them to us a little bit before because I'm not as good at the fly as you are. But last night, I was telling Mindy that I wear the same thing to baseball games as long as we're winning. And I mean the same thing. Everything on my body, my socks, underclothes, shirt, t-shirt, pants are the same. Well, unfortunately, the Trojans fell short yesterday. So tonight, I will not have that outfit on. I will get another one to try to start another winning streak. So that's my luck tip. I can't help it. I'm superstitious in that way that I keep the same thing on if they're winning, and now I got to change it up.
Yep. I understand. So you're superstitious in that regard. I'm not that superstitious, but I am lucky. Yeah. I'm very lucky. I'm favored by the universe. The universe is constantly conspiring for my benefit. Now, I'm going to go biblical on you real quick. Okay? And this may have something to do with luck, and it sounds crazy, but it's about abundance, and I guess there is a definition of luck. When preparation meets opportunity, that's the definition of luck. But did you know that the Bible says, to whom has, more will be given, and to he who has not, that which he has will be taken away. Is that Smith, just from if I told you, hey, the person who has abundance is going to get more, and the person who doesn't have much, that which he has, I'm going to take away from him. Does that sound fair or just?
Definitely sounds realistic.
Sounds realistic.
I'd say it's fair.
It's fair? How so?
How
I think it's
so?
a little harsh.
Sounds harsh. That sounds very harsh.
I think it's a little harsh.
Jesus is the one who said that, by the way. Okay? Jesus said that. Now, how is that possible for Jesus to sound so mean? It's 100% to do with your mental attitude and your abundance attitude and your
effort.
I don't think it said anything about effort. But the person who understands that being positive and being mental and giving and being ready and understanding that you are lucky and speaking positive things out, that's an abundance attitude. Okay. The person who has that is going to get more and more. The person who doesn't have anything because they have a negative mindset, you talked about on the last show, the person that's saying, oh, it's always,
if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any.
That's right. The person who says that sets up their mental attitude, and that which they have, the little bit which they have will be taken away from them. Did I say bitch just then, Smith? Is that what you're looking at?
You said it twice now.
I said little bitch.
You might want to.
Don't be a little bitch.
Why would you keep saying it? It was a slip up.
Lake Abel's. Go Trojans.
Yeah, go Trojans. We play again tonight, so changing up my outfit.
Okay, now let's get back to luck. Okay. Are you lucky?
Yes.
All right. Lucky. Very lucky. What's the next on our list? We're going to get into some very cool things here in just a minute.
The next thing is you can only have one of these things for the next 5 years. I feel like I'm taking Smith's job away from him.
Either way.
If you only have one of these things for the next 5 years, grits, greens, or gravy. It's honestly according to what you're talking about, greens. But if you're talking about food, then okay. But talking about a little money.
Yeah, definitely. I could do without the grits, the greens, or the gravy. Wouldn't bother me at all if I never had it for the next 5 years. But I'm with you. Ooh. I gotta have some dough. Some dough. Speaking of green,
you nor I are not having grits for 5 years.
I'm not going to because I don't have to. But I mean, I wouldn't be depressed. I wouldn't go into a depression if I didn't have grits or gravy or greens. I could do without green beans. Now, if you were to, there's some other things in there that I'd be, I definitely wouldn't want to do without.
Okay.
All right, let's get right in this. Okay, we're going to help some people right here with this next one.
Okay.
Smith, what's the next one? Smith, take over.
What is something your mom told you over and over as a child, and then you told your children?
We're going to solve the world's problems right here. Ask it again, Smith. Ask April directly.
What is something your mom told you over and over as a child, and then you told your children?
Okay. My whole life that I can remember, my mom has been in a special ed classroom, and those children were very, very, very dear to her for lots of reasons. I mean, they're very loving, kind, all of those things. But you did not mess with those children in her presence or make fun of someone, period, whatever it was. So I always remember her saying, if I ever catch you making fun of somebody, being ugly to somebody, whatever, bullying somebody, you won't want to come home. And I've tried very hard to teach our children that you don't do that. You don't bully somebody. You don't make fun of somebody. At our house, you'd have a lot to answer to if I found out that about you. And thankfully, we have very kind children that I know of that would not do that. But that was a huge thing for her, and of course, put God first. I mean,
Be respectful.
Yeah.
What did Kim Ledbetter say? He's given us something that his mother told him, I think.
Because
I was going to say, because you live under my roof, because I said so. I think all moms say that. But I tell my children all the time, they're like, why can't we eat in our bedrooms? Why can't we have this? I think you can do whatever you want to in your house. You can't do it in mine.
That's right. Now, so this is what my mother told me. This is big right here, guys. If you're watching this show and you're wanting to get something positive out of it, if you're looking to improve your life, listen to me right here. This is a really big deal. Of course, be respectful. Put God first. Yes. Now, this goes back to being lucky, and this goes back to the abundance mindset. I don't know anyone who wouldn't appreciate more.
Yeah.
More money, more health, more free time, more. More is good, right?
Right.
I feel like more is good. Now, a lot of people are very happy where they are, or at least they seem to be. But this is very, very important. And I remember very clearly, not only my mother, but my grandmother and my great-grandmother and my dad. Okay, I remember distinctly those people telling me you can do whatever you set your mind to. You can do whatever you set your mind to. And listen, let me tell you something. If you're a parent, the things that you tell your children, they are going to believe it.
Every bit of it, unfortunately.
And sometimes
the good and the bad.
Yeah, 100%. That is my point. You have to be careful what you tell your children. Now, I remember when I could walk, maybe before I could walk, I remember my family telling me you can do whatever you set your mind to. So that is why I've always had big dreams, big visions, and I'm able to, I believe it. And that which you believe, you're going to create the reality just by merely believing it. So, that's what I remember. You can do anything you set your mind to. So parents, let me tell you right now, if you're talking to your children, say positive things to them. Let them know that they can do whatever they set their mind to. Do not, I've been around parents who are, in my opinion, verbally abusing, they're at least mistreating their children by the negative BS that they tell their children. And you don't want to do that. You
can't tell them that they can't do. I don't mean discipline wise. We have very respectful, disciplined children. But remember the teacher, I think I've talked about this before, that told Trevor to redo his essay and be more realistic when he said he was going to be an MLB star.
No, not at all.
No, you redo your essay. He's not redoing his because he may or may not be, but it won't be because our house told him he can't do it.
Absolutely. So now this is going to be good right here. Don't go away. We're going to talk about advice for a bride and a groom. So let's just imagine you're about to get married. Okay. Smith, ask the question.
I'm blanking.
You can't see it. No, I'm talking about
the question. Yeah. Like the next question.
What is one piece of advice you would give a bride or groom before their wedding?
Say it again.
What is one piece of advice you would give a bride or groom before their wedding?
All right, so let's imagine wedding day or the week leading up to the marriage. Most people who get married are young, right?
Mhm.
You know, at least the first time. And there's a whole lot of things going on.
Yes.
The whole marital bliss.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that you can expect to happen leading up to your wedding, and then on the honeymoon even. What did Candace Smith say her advice was?
Run.
Now, see, there's some of that negativity coming up, Candace. Keep watching the show. We're going to bring you back around. What's something that you would give a bride? What's some advice you would give a young bride about to hitch?
The advice that I tell even our own children, and they're not married yet, but as from a girl's standpoint, I think that you are told that this Cinderella story, that you're going to be a bride and everything's going to be great and you're always going to be happy and you're always going to love him just like you do today and all that stuff. My advice is that those feelings go away if you do not nurture them, and you're going to have bad days. You're going to have very bad days, and you have to get through the bad as well as the good and forgive. I mean, you have to
Forgive. That's a huge one.
They're not, it's not going to be blissful every day. And anybody that says that it is lying to you because it's not true.
Okay. So I totally agree. I want to start with something that's very important. I want to start with something more positive to the people who are about to get married. You know what I'm saying? You're setting the perfect expectation, and that's more important. No, that's more important than what I'm about to say. It really is. But I want you to think that, oh my gosh, it's not what it's supposed to be. So dream big together. You know what I'm saying? Dream big together. We're going to circle back around to what you're saying because it's very, very important. I just have to be careful because it's going to sound negative if I say, my take on that. I'll go ahead and say it. Don't expect too much. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what you think you want to hear when you're about to get married.
Well, it's not that you expect too much. I think that it's taken us a long time to get here, but you expect the other person to know what you want or to know what you're thinking or to know how you feel. Men and women are way different creatures, and there's no way for you to know. I could be thinking something that I've told you that I've been upset before, and you're like, what you were upset about that? And because it upsets me, but it doesn't upset you. So
sure.
It's just not expecting too much, but don't expect them to know what you want.
Yeah.
You can't expect that. You have to say it.
You know what? That was on my list right there. So, okay, we need to make some notes right here. Number one is dream big together. You agree with that? Yeah. Yep. Let's talk about that for a second.
Be supportive.
Be supportive. Okay. We're going to run out of paper on all these. Dream big together. I'll say less than 10 years ago, you and I were sitting every night in a 1,400 square foot house, and we were looking at house plans. Yes. I'm talking about really nice house plans, and we were dreaming about those plans and what we wanted. We didn't have the credit or the money to buy a house. Okay. All we had was a dream and a desire. We had no plan. We had no possible, sure, go to work every day, work all the time. But even where we were working then, there's no way we could have built the type of house we were looking at the time.
No way. Not with 4 children for sure.
Fast forward to now, we've got 3 kids basically in college. Trevor's been there a little bit. Two are full-time college students, and we have our dream home. Yes. And be grateful, dude. I'm the most grateful person on the planet. Our home's paid for. And that came from, it wasn't luck that did that, right? No. Even though we're very lucky, it was the determination and the dreaming. It would not have been possible without the dream. So dream big together. Don't expect too much because, like April said, not only are men and women different, but individuals are different. Right. You can't, everything that works for you and me is not going to work for every other male and female, right?
And you're mixing in the same, like you may have gotten along perfectly living in 2 separate houses. But when you get in one house, just the dynamic of 2 people being in a new place and everything else, it's just a lot to work through. And that's okay, but it's a lot to get used to.
Well, wherever you go, there you are. You take yourself with you everywhere you go. So if you were having problems before you met the person you're about to marry, and when you first meet them, everything about them is wonderful. Time goes by, you're still you. Right. You still have issues that may make you a little unhappy at times. The closest person to you is who you're going to blame it on. Yep. And many times it has nothing to do with them.
Yes.
Now sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Of course you have to be loyal and respectful and good and careful. And men, this is my advice to you: treat your spouse or your loved one like you would want somebody to treat your daughter. If you're doing those things, then you can't expect too much, because it's not going to be perfect, blissful all the time. And I don't know the exact study because I don't care about a lot of the studies out there. We work through our own things, but there is some data out there that says it's something like no couple or no person can get more than 70% of everything they want from another person. For instance, sure, I would like if you were a morning person and we woke up every morning and enjoyed the morning together, that would be super. I'd enjoy that. But you're not ever going to be a morning person. So me expecting you to die.
And that was a hard one for us for a while, because I wake up and don't talk. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I just don't talk. Mm-hmm. And you wake up talking and I wouldn't talk to you. And you were like, what's wrong with you? And nothing at all is wrong with me.
Right. And so being able to figure out that, hey, don't expect 100% of all your desires to come from this other person.
Well, another person does not fix you.
Right.
Another person accents you. Another person makes you better in ways, but they can't fix you, and they're not going to be just like you. If they are, you probably wouldn't get along either.
Right. Smith, what do we have? Somebody was having a comment or two about what we're talking about.
We had a couple. Mary Sullivan Moore said, "Never go to bed angry at each other."
Fail.
We do fail at that.
Well, hold on. Let's choose our words properly. We have failed at that. We have failed at that. That's a tough one. I wish that we were.
We're very stubborn too.
Yeah,
we are.
So, sometimes I'm just going to go to bed.
Not sometimes, but.
Hey, speaking of going to bed,
he can fall asleep like that. So that's why.
That's frustrating to you.
It's so frustrating to me because I take forever to go to sleep, and you go to sleep so fast. Mad or not, he goes to sleep very fast.
Doesn't matter what's going on. When it's time to go to sleep, it's just time to go to sleep. What else we got in the comments?
Candace Smith said, "I'm just kidding. I love my man."
I knew you were kidding. It was funny, Candace. We appreciate you watching the show every day. Thank you very much. Thanks for your comments.
I think this is great. A bad day is not a bad life.
That's exactly right. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. And you just have to roll with it. You got to go with it. And
the good ones should definitely outweigh the bad ones, but the bad ones do come.
Yeah. And okay, that is true. Now, some people, maybe because of their health, or maybe because of their wellness or lack thereof, they have a lot of bad days that they can't, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but that they can't really control. You have to try to deal with them. If you're sick, you wake up, you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
And then one of my mentors that I study, and as a matter of fact, we'll tell the funny story of him talking to us at 2 a.m. the other morning, but I listened to Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. He's changed millions of lives around the world. He is a professor at the University of Toronto, he's done some amazing things, and he's known for inspiring young men and men of all ages. but he got sick, and he suffers from depression. They put him on medication, and then he took too much medication, and now he said the last 2 years of his life, he wakes up. It takes him 2 hours to get out of bed and to get downstairs. He gets in the sauna for like an hour and a half, and finally he can go walking. And that's and then he comes back and he tries to work. He's a writer and a clinical psychologist, but he doesn't have practice anymore because of this. And he says every day in the last 2 years has been worse than any day previous to them. Now, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. So you can't, hopefully you can try to expect a good day, but every day he wakes up and he has to go through that traumatic pain. So finding meaning is more important than finding happiness. Of course, we want to be happy, and we're not looking for, ways to be unhappy, but if we can find meaning, instilling positivity and, in our children, and changing, being grateful and finding meaning. So meaning, I think, is the most important thing. It's hard to understand that. Does that make sense, Smith, what I'm saying?
Oh, it makes sense for sure. I mean, I'm an avid Jordan Peterson listener, so it would be pretty weird to say no.
Okay. So,
oh my gosh,
I listen to podcasts. That's where I get all my information from. I pick and choose podcasts. I listen to people that I don't agree with just so I can remain open-minded. But I happen to be listening to Jordan Peterson talking to, I can't remember, but one of his last interviews, a very smart guy. Doesn't matter for this conversation.
No.
I go to bed 10, 11 o'clock. I'm going to bed. I have no idea how this happened.
We still don't know what happened, but we have Bluetooth speakers in our house and outside our house. And you can connect your phone, listen to music by the pool or in the bathroom, wherever you want to do, you can connect them. But you have to usually physically do that. Like you have to push the button or whatever. So Billy fell asleep. As always, we're listening to, we like to listen to rain sounds to go to sleep. It's just very calming to me. And he agrees. So we can listen to him. I try to make myself able to go to sleep. He doesn't hear very much rain, but, so about 2 o'clock, I wake up just like dead asleep, wake up and I hear men's voices and I panic. Like I feel like there's somebody outside because our door opens to the back porch. So I feel like there's men at my back door. And then I get my wits about me and I figure out that it's, okay, that's Jordan Peterson. That's Billy's phone. I go all over the house looking for Billy's phone when if I had just gone to his nightstand and just been sitting right there and I could have turned it off, but scared me to death at 2 o'clock in the morning. I thought Jordan Peterson was trying to break into my house.
Yeah, so she's running around to the control center.
And he's like, what are you doing?
stereo.
Yeah, I was trying to turn that off, like, because finding his phone, he don't even know where it is most of the time. So I tried that first, and I was trying to turn it off. Nothing. The crazy thing is this happened, and that box was not on. Did I tell you that?
Mm-mm.
That phone went through the speakers, but that box was not even on.
Very strange.
Yes.
And then it happened again the next morning, so I finally just had to turn my Bluetooth
Yes.
off. So anyway, it was
Yes.
We had a demon. in it.
We did.
Something happened.
Something.
So let's recap. On your wedding day, we're going to give you some advice. Dream big together. Definitely important to be together. And 1A, men, treat her like you would want someone to treat your daughter. Number 2 is don't expect too much, because another person is not going to solve all your problems or make you happy. And number 3, you said it first, and I just appreciate that, and it's very important, is to express your gratitude. If you're not expressing your gratitude, that person may not understand that you are grateful. And that would be a tragedy for you to be grateful, to have a grateful heart, and to be appreciative of the other person, what they do for you, what they sacrifice for you. You really admire it and appreciate it, but then you don't express it. And then that person thinks you're ungrateful. That's like a Greek tragedy.
And I'm not as verbal as you. We also figured that out. I don't say, I show my love for people through food and having everything together and taking care of things. And I don't say sometimes what I should say, not making an excuse.
Okay. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that you weren't saying that's okay. And I'm not saying it's not okay. It's very good to express through food and through, keeping things together and taking care of everybody and buying stuff and everything. That's very important. And I should be very appreciative of that and express appreciation and gratitude for that. And then, of course, it's also very important to express your gratitude verbally.
Yes,
it is very
no,
important.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that's not. I'm just saying that's.
Yeah, we don't want to give you bad advice.
I have to try a little bit more to verbalize those things instead of just show.
Yes, absolutely. Do we have any more comments? Let's go through the comments real quick where we figure out where we're at on our list here.
We do have a couple, and I had one thing that keeps coming to mind. I heard a while back. That's okay. Ashley Corson says, "Love is not just a word; it's an action."
Kind of exactly what we're talking about, rather. Hey, by the way, you don't want to miss the home of the week. We're going to talk about real estate here in just a few minutes. Hang around. If you care about real estate at all, you're definitely going to want to see this.
And to that point, you can say, I love you all day long, but if your actions don't, I mean, that's easy to say. Mm-hmm. If your actions don't go along with it, then you don't really mean that.
Yeah. Empty words are just that, empty. So, you can't say one thing and do another.
Kim Ledbetter says, "I expected my wife to think like me too. She doesn't talk to anyone but Alexa in the morning."
Kim's a morning person. Is that what you're saying, Kim? Yeah. And by the way,
see, I'm a morning talkative person, and we're not. I'm not. I'm not.
So, Kim, when your wife's talking to Alexa,
maybe you can call
not
Billy.
Talking to you, just give me a call, bud. We'll talk.
Call Billy. Y'all can talk
now. We need to get Kim. By the way, if you don't know Kim, send him a friend request. I'm sure he'll accept it if he already has. If he's maxed out, go to his page and watch some of the videos he has of him playing the piano. He's quite the piano player. Very talented individual. Love to have him on the show one day.
Candace Smith says, "Know one another's love language."
I got a love language.
I think that's a decent segue. This is something I heard from Elliot Hulse years ago that just I've never forgot. But he said, never get lazy enough to stop doing the things that made you passionate for each other originally. Even if that's something as silly. The example I'll always remember he gave was just those flirt of little butt slaps that he always done with his girlfriend. Yeah. But he said, never forget to keep doing those things that make you passionate about each other.
Yeah, and I'm look, we're just giving some simple advice right here. We're definitely not experts. It's working. We got a lot of good things going on, but I don't like seeing couples that get together and after they're together, they both try to change things. You know what I'm saying? Like what was working. And things will change and evolve, of course.
I mean, as you get older, things change, but not the things that you cared about.
If we got together, we were barrel racing and bull riding and traveling to rodeos. I'm just using this as an example, so I'm not, but we were bull riding, barrel racing, traveling, city to city, dragging our kids with us separately, whatever. And we got together and then said, you know what, we need to stop bull riding and barrel racing. That may not work out too well. Go with what's been working. So anyway, any more comments before we jump to the next fun part?
That was the last comment. So,
all right.
If you could name a perfume or cologne describing your spouse, what would you call it and why?
So you just blowed up their eardrums.
I'm sorry.
Just turn your head when you do that. Just over here. Boom. Like you just based them out.
Man, I love being corrected.
No. That's a production. What is that? What's it called, Smith?
Production.
We talk about it every week.
Life.
So what is it?
Just
look at me drinking my water too.
You're gonna always do that. You can't.
Yes, I am.
You can't expect them to change. Just some things you have to deal with. There is a perfume by Tom Ford. It's effing fabulous. That's you.
Really?
Yes. Effing fabulous. Hey, pull it up, Smith.
Sure. That is funny. Are they going to say the word?
I mean, we don't have to listen to the audio.
Okay, Smith, be careful.
Read it. Well, he can't read it. So I'll read the question again while Smith's pulling it up. You could name a perfume or cologne describing your spouse. What would you call it and why? Oh, you get to name the perfume?
Oh, yes, but I read it wrong too.
I did too.
I'm not doing one, but I wish that this had not. Okay, that's enough. Take it down. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Moving on. Take it off the screen. Thank you. Really?
What was the
why
perfume?
every time?
What was the perfume that you thought of that you wanted to call me?
Okay, well, it's not really like that.
Oh,
so
man.
the
Vanilla
one,
musk.
the one. No. Well, you don't even wear cologne, so I was going to say, and I thought Paul was going to be in here to back me up on this one, but everybody, when I was in high school, obsession was this huge thing,
Mhm.
and Paul and I joke all the time that you are all about the next shiny thing,
Mhm.
and when you find that next shiny thing, you are so obsessed with that shiny thing until you either capture it or decide that it's not the next shiny thing anymore. That's all you're worried about.
Obsession?
So obsession
Yeah.
is mine for you.
Old Spice. What about
No, that smells like my granddaddy.
what about green
I mean,
Irish?
and I loved him dearly, but I don't want Billy to smell like my granddaddy.
You know, today is St. Patrick's Day. What about green Irish tweed or Irish Spring deodorant soap? That smells good. Effing fabulous. is still the best.
Okay.
I said effing fabulous.
No.
Preferred stock.
He's trying to make up for the cereal. last
Okay.
week.
If I can name a perfume after you, after you, I would call it Thoroughbred.
Do y'all see what I have to deal with every day?
Kentucky Derby, baby.
Okay.
Sea biscuit.
I know you were going to put that one in there. I know you were about to say Seabiscuit. I know it.
Oh, there's another one. So pretty. Hey, it's the April B. Merritt Home of the Week.
It's about time.
It
about
is
the
time.
So,
Okay, so we actually have two today.
Two.
We're going to throw two out there because we promised our friend Chuck Bird, I don't know if he's watching it. I hadn't seen his comments yet, but we promised him last week that we would help him out on this one. This is a Century 21 commercial property. It is 2012 Highway 32. It is set up to be a doctor's office. There's 3 exam rooms, a lab room, of course, lobby and restrooms. You have over 2,000 square feet in this property, prime location, move-in ready for someone in the medical field. 2399. Contact me or Chuck Bird, and we will be happy to show you this property. It is his listing.
Chuck better send a check.
He better. I hope I get the buyer so we both get a check. Since he's doing it on my show.
Contact April Merritt, and she'll sell Chuck's listing.
I will sell Chuck's listing, yes.
So if you're a doctor or a veterinarian in South Florida wanting to move to South Georgia, we have the perfect property for you, correct?
You are on the relocation.
Yeah, well, I have so many people who watch in South
on the
Florida.
relocation. So we promised him we would put that up here this week. So we need to sell that. We need to sell that for him. I need to sell that for him.
Need a check, Chuck. Need a check.
Yep.
Now, that is a very nice piece of real estate in the Coffee County area.
Mm-hmm.
There's some doctors, if you're doctors that's looking for a bigger place, over 2,000 square foot, I think that would be
it's
perfect.
a very nice building, lots of parking.
I was going to say, does it have parking?
Mhm.
Excellent.
It does.
What's the price?
$239,900.
I don't think you could build it for that.
Oh, I know. No, not 2,000 square feet. It's ready. I mean, it's ready for a doctor to move in. So
Very cool.
it's a good property.
Maybe I should set up a practice in there.
Yes, because you are a physician.
I mean, I could
You did set a Holiday Inn Express
a few
before.
times.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's talk about the other house that I really want to talk about, because this is a special
Okay,
house to
he
me.
sprung this one on me, but here we go. This is actually our house. We've been renting it for the last year, a little over a year, and the very nice lady that is renting it decided to move out, and we're not rent material. We like to, I guess we could, but we're ready to sell it. It's a seller's market right now. We're ready to sell it. So. This house is on 621 Walker Street. It's a little under 2,000 square feet, but has a front yard and fenced-in backyard, 2-car attached garage, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's not even up for sale yet. So
Yes, it is.
Well, it is, but Billy made me put it on this morning without my interior pictures that I have to go and do on Saturday. But if you are interested in this house, I am the listing agent and the owner of the house. Price of this house is $199.
And that's a great price. How many square foot is it?
It's a little under 2,000.
So that's right around $100 a square foot. You couldn't build that house for that.
Very, very nice kitchen. Very nice utility area too.
It's very nice. We don't have the interior pictures yet, but this house is only about 10 years.
It's not very old at all.
Yeah.
You're throwing that one on me. I can't remember exactly the year.
I think it was maybe at the oldest 15 years old.
We actually bought it and rented it within a few days.
Yeah.
So we've been in it a couple of times, but not many times.
If you're looking for a home to buy that you can rent out, this is it.
This is an awesome one.
And there's not many, in my opinion, this is a high-end home, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of, it's 2,000 square foot. It's pretty custom, has a big porch, a big garage, big, nice porch across the front, a big porch across the back with ceiling fans, fenced in yard, sprinkler system, landscape. You can rent this house if you wanted to. You can't rent it from us.
Nope.
But you can buy this house and rent it out. Oh, Deborah Smith says 2006. She knows when it was built.
That's her.
About 15 years ago. That was pretty close.
Yeah.
So you could definitely, and it's had a very nice lady in there, so it's been kept up very well.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to do anything to it. So.
Yep. A few minor things. We're not going to rent it to you. We loved our rentor,
but
we don't want
another one.
We don't want a different one.
Nope, we
If
don't.
she would now. We talked about
we were not gonna sell it with her in it.
we talked about, well, as a matter of fact, a couple people asked us to list it. I said no.
Yes.
We have someone in there. It's perfect. She takes care of the house.
Well, Hank asked 6 months ago for us to put it up for sale, and we didn't.
But now that she's moving out, we're going to put it on the market. We're going to sell it. But if you want to buy the house and rent it to someone else, I'm your boy. She is.
I'm your boy. Okay.
You're really.
Yeah. Okay. So 912-222-5302.
Ask for April. Just send us a message below.
Yeah.
This house won't
You
last
can private message your number, and I'll be happy to call you.
This house won't last long.
Yeah. As soon as I list it, it'll be gone with the market the way it is. So.
I think you'll sell it before the sign goes up.
And I may. I didn't get to put my sign up on the last one.
We need some signs.
I got some signs.
You do? You got anything that just say April Merritt, Century 21?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to put some out here in the grass where these people across the road park at on our grass. I'm gonna stop them from doing that.
Oh, well. In case y'all didn't know, he didn't like y'all parking on his grass.
Stop parking on my grass. All right, what's next, Miss Smith?
Whoop. Paul's got y'all down to discuss some tips for first-time home buyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Number one, you may be surprised how easy it is to get a home loan right now.
Yes.
I would say the first tip would be call you so that you could point them in the right direction about how to get pre-qualified.
Yes. And that's very, very important. And we've talked about it before, but it is extremely important to get pre-qualified so that you know what you qualify for. You want to be looking at houses that you actually can purchase. Sellers also do not want you in their house if you're unable to purchase. And I understand that. So please give me a call. I can share a name with you. I can share that you need to speak with a mortgage banker first. It can be anybody that you choose. We do not make money on that side of the purchase. It is just a complimentary for us to help you in the process. So what you need to do is call me or a mortgage banker or wherever you bank. They can help you. It takes about 5 minutes to answer some questions to see if you possibly qualify, and then they'll tell you the documents and everything that you need. There are 100% financing options out there. There's 97% options out there, or 96.5%. And lots of other things. You can put as much money down as you want to, but rates are really, really, really low right now. You may be surprised that if you buy a home, you actually will pay less than you're paying for rent right now. And that's a very true statement.
Absolutely. Another thing is, my advice would be act quickly. I think we're going to see interest rates go up pretty soon. Yes. And right now you can lock in that 30-year mortgage at a very, very low rate.
And you have to have your tax returns. And since it's, we're right here at that time, you're doing that anyway. So go ahead and do them and take them right to a banker and see what he says about them.
Yep. Here's something else to consider. Don't be discouraged if you're only pre-qualified for a house that's not quite as big or quite as nice, or quite as expensive as you want, because it's easier to afford that house.
Yes.
Payments, and that is an excellent way to build equity and build some net worth.
Right. And I mean, soon after you make that payment for a little while, you can sell that one and move into something different to help with your credit. I mean, it's all options are out there.
If you were to stay there for 7 years, you might get twice what you paid for the house, especially with the equity that you're going to be building during time. So, stay just starting small, working yourself up, building equity. It's much better to go into a big, expensive house with a big down payment than it is trying to, bite off more than you can chew.
And also to everybody that has a house that you have considered upgrading, you can call me too, and we can talk about what it's worth right now in the market, because it is a crazy market right now. So if you've even thought about selling your house and you're not sure what you could sell it for, find out what your payoff is and let's talk about it. I mean, you can possibly upgrade to a bigger home than you have now if that was your situation previously, and we can do that for you too.
That's right. Smith.
It's time for Billy's Choice.
Billy's Choice. So, speaking of Billy's Choice, is that kind of like Charlie's Choice?
I was thinking that same thing last week.
We need to, you know what? Chuck Bird needs to sponsor Billy's Choice. Billy's Choice topic with Charlie's Choice.
Need to figure out what font they use.
He doesn't have to, because we talk about it every week.
I know. It's going to come back to us, though. It's going to come back to us. Yeah, but we do need a check from Charlie's Choice. So my choice, here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what we talked about earlier with how important it is to be positive and to speak life into your children. And that if you want to change the world, and I do, I want to change the world. I want to get all the plastic out of the ocean. I want to repopulate the oceans with fish. I want to save the coral reefs. I mean, all these things are problems that are facing the planet, and they are real. They're really, really real. And you can't eat money, so we need our environment, and we need the oceans. We need the oceans clean. I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to start where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Start where you are. We can do our part in our. Oh my goodness, I want to get that.
Oh,
that's a very important call. Go ahead. I'll finish up. So that was an impromptu call. So you can change the world, but guess how you have to do it, Smith? You have to start at home.
That's right.
If you want to change the world, go home, talk to your family, love your family, inspire your children, work out the problems. If you can't work out the problems in your own house, there's no possible way you're going to do anything great. You can't do anything great alone, and you can't do anything real great without a family that supports you. So support your family, love your kids, speak life into them, be supportive of your spouse, do the next right thing, and make sure you come back tomorrow night, Smith. No show in the morning.
Okay.
But tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we're going to have Louis Heron on here for Sales to CEO. Sales to CEO. Louis Heron he started as a salesperson. He's owned multiple dealerships. He runs one of the biggest Honda stores in South Florida. I got to spend a lot of time with him tomorrow. We're going to do that at 7. We actually had a clubhouse last night. We had about 100 people on there one time. That was really cool. Glenn Lundy was on there with us. Louis Heron. I'm trying to think of some of the guys, but it was really, really fun. Is there anything that you need to talk about the conversation that you just had there?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. We're going to leave you in
Absolutely not.
We're going to leave you in mystery about that right there. And tomorrow night, Sales to CEO with Louis Heron tomorrow night. It's going to be.
I'll be at a baseball game.
I know. So we got to.
I will not be.
Where are we going to? Valdosta tonight?
Yeah, tonight 5:30. Lowndes versus Coffee. Going to be a big game. Lowndes is super competitive this year, and so are we. So it should be a fight. We had a tough night last night. We had a loss 6-2. Guys just didn't hit the way they have been doing. So hoping for a better night tonight.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week for Winning Together. Be great. Nothing else pays.